Hello, this is the third session of the playtest for Site 42. Uh, Today, we have a new player who will be joining us since Jane is unfortunately not going to be able to for the remainder of this playtest. Uh, so, if you would be so kind, Marty, I would love to get an introduction from you as well as an introduction of your character who you will be playing.
Yeah, my name is Marty. I'm from Argentina, and I will be playing Officer Lafayette, who is the security enforcer, and he's painted he's painted free eye suit. He uses mirrors, sunglasses at all time, and he has one eye, so he has a patch in his eyes, right? So, so he sort of you would say like those rough movie guys, those inspectors, like I would say, let's say he's a kind of mixture between um, Humphrey Bogart's Casablanca and Mulder from the X-Files. You would say. That's, I don't know any questions. He well, let's say that he he's he has to be really convinced about the the paranormal. He wants to be sort of skeptic, but his own reality drives him to um this kind of places. He ended he ended in the SCP because of trying to be like a regular officer, but he encountered this and someone who recruited him said he would be ideal for the job, but he would really like to live a normal life, whatever normal is.
Lovely. Uh, do you
He's
have
from
any
New Orleans.
idea of where he lived before he moved to Vigilance? The town of
New Orleans.
Vigilance is, by the way, the town that is directly on top of Site 42.
He used to live on New Orleans.
Nice. Uh, and does he have any family or loved ones that he left back home or that he brought with him?
He had to he was torn between his work and the love of his life. He's who used to be Jennifer, um, and she wouldn't go with him to the town because she had heard some stuff, and when they were just in the point of profounding the relationship, he wanted to go to SCP because he assumed it would be like a job, sort of not a great job, but a great adventure or a great promotion for him. So he chose job over love, and he's very regretted now.
Oh,
And
poor guy.
yeah, and he keeps a photo of um of Jennifer in his pocket, and he he like once a week he does not want to do that, but he checks like Facebook or Twitter how she's doing, and she's from what he can guess, he's with another guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, the next question is what's their favorite hobby? But I feel like it might just sadly be looking at his ex's Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, could be
Poor guy.
Facebook. Yeah, he's looking at Instagram. His Instagram, and he drinks whiskey with a bottle of whiskey. Like,
Oh,
and he's so horrible habit, but he smokes. Yeah, that's his hobby, to watch social media once a week at night, listening to Tom Waits.
oh,
It's like the loser of the losers.
I love this guy. He's so sad. All
Yeah,
right. And
he really regrets taking the job.
oh, uh, well, I
That's what he's
would
like. He loves to
now.
watch uh, Casablanca once a week.
That's great. Doom scrolling and watching Casablanca.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Oh, all right. And could we please have a flashback to the first time that Officer Lafayette ever experienced something anomalous?
Yeah. Um, it. He had a brother, right? That died in when they were teenagers, and he was that night. I don't know if you've been to New Orleans, any one of you, or but he was walking in the not the red district. It's let's say the bars that you can see and playing jazz. He used to go there, and when he broke up with Jennifer because he was going to the SCP, he turned around and he saw this guy who looked identically to his brother, and he stared at him and said, "Hi, you're gonna be Officer Lafayette." And he disappeared.
Damn, that's horrifying. I love
Yeah.
that.
So he's also trouble. So that's when he was convinced that he had to go to SCP when he saw his brother as a ghost, and he tried to blame the drink, but he wasn't um that that drunk. So he smoked one cigarette and said, "Well, I think I go to SCP. Now my life is ruined completely. my girlfriend left me, and I've
Damn.
seen my brother, yeah, right, who's dead like 20, like 10 years ago. That's his story.
All right. And now for the rest of
And
us, we're going to go around
he, he
and
hates
give.
one
Oh,
thing more. Sorry, I'm
mhm.
sorry. He hates technical stuff. He loves analogical stuff. I mean, like, doesn't like modern evolution. He's like a 20th century guy stuck in the 21st century, and yeah, he hates evolution in the sense of electronic evolution.
Love that. What an interesting fella.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go around the table, and the rest of us, including myself, are going to say what we think Officer Lafayette might have brought with them to their office at Sun. Uh, I mean, first off, I think I want to give you the portrait of Jennifer in your office so that then you can mark that for advantage because that's too good to not.
Okay. Does he have it um uh, keep keep it or he watches it in his office? He has it hidden, or is it hidden or not?
That's up to you.
Okay, he has it in it's hidden because he doesn't like um to show it to her. He doesn't want to talk about Jennifer. He just wants to suffer about Jennifer. Yeah. Okay. Portrait of
Wow.
Jennifer.
Our resident sad boy. Got it. I've got one. I think Officer Lafayette has the extremely rare copy of Casablanca that has the alternate ending where Ilsa stays.
Great. Yeah. And he watches that. He watches that. Okay. Great gift for Officer Lafayette. Because he thinks it's Jennifer.
That was what I was going with.
Yeah. There's no Victor Laszlo for him.
I think also there is, you know how some people on their desk they have like a big bowl of just like assorted candy and everything on their desk. I think that Officer Lafayette has that, except it's all dice, and it's just d6s, and it's just like they're not like numbered or anything. They are just standard casino dice in a big old bowl, and and yeah, it's just there. And I think that everyone, when they come into your office, they have the instinct to reach into the bowl and like take a handful of candy, and they're like, I've got to stop putting these dice in my mouth.
Yeah. And he have a two d6 in his trench coat from that
Yeah.
because he's black and he has that and he always pick a random 2d6 in his and put it on his trench coat, and you will see him like when he's talking to people or questioning someone, like doing his 2d6. Great. A
Yeah.
ball of oh, okay, you put it. Great. Thank you.
I think you have a video like recording device, but it just records to tapes and not digitally, if that makes sense.
A VHS. You mean like the old cameras, the
Yeah.
M9000, the M900, and
Mhm.
Super VHS? You mean like the
Yeah.
old 90s or 80s? Okay, yeah, right. Good.
All right. And I would like to just give a very brief stinger scene. I think that this is maybe a week after the events of the last episode or the last session. I think that we see Officer Ulissa Locke in her office reading a piece of paper, and this dour look comes across her face. And over the next week, we see her packing her office, and the look on her face never changes. And eventually, after she leaves, there's just a sign hanging over her disused office that says decommissioned. And now we're going to go to our research phase. I'm going to present a new investigation into an active anomaly. This is called the Meat Parade. There are scattered reports regarding lines of meaty creatures marching down the streets from neighborhoods on Naples Island. They've started being called into the Long Beach Police Department. Sun operatives within the police department have been able to cover up these reports and dispatch teams with Mandela bacterium to wipe the minds of the callers before relocating them, citing mass fumigation of the island due to a mold outbreak. But the risk of a normalcy breach due to this activity is considered severe. You're all being tasked with looking into this behavior that the creatures are exhibiting, learning why they're doing it, and how to get them to stop it. So far, these meat parades have stayed within the confines of Naples, the island that Mother's Beach is located on. These parades move to the center of the island to a small park called La Bella Fontana di Napoli and circle back to the parade's origin point somewhere else on the island. General Gilbert Burns, you have been having the same strange dream every night for the past week. In the dream, you have no skin. Your muscles are laid bare and dripping sanguine fluid. You're dancing the most elaborate and beautiful dance that you've ever seen, and everywhere your blood falls, a root sprouts. How can you tell that the dream is connected to the meat parades?
I will also introduce myself again for both the recording and Marty. I'm chaotic. I use he, they pronouns, and I've played a lot of Card from Brindlewood games before. And I'll be playing General Gilbert Burns, the field commander. He's an interesting fellow, but we'll get to his scene right now. I think ever since in investigating A-1004, his dreams have been nothing of meat, of roots growing from the ground, but this is the first time he's ever sensed that he himself is made out of meat. It's very straight, because like you think of yourselves as being made of flesh, but meat is different. Meat is something to be used. And I think it's just something, just hands start taking bits and parts of him away, and they're showing it off on display in a row as though it were a parade.
Excellent. You're going to have the condition the dancer. Wow, what the hell is she exploding about back there? Okay, I'm going to have to check that out here in a moment. The dancer can only be cleared by...
She saw his lost brother.
Yeah, what? Oh, hold on.
Wondering if anyone can be were the tablet or the cases, you know, is there the case file, the name which we are is it on the tab of the case files, the one we are
I was very muted. It's on the investigations tab is what we're the one we're looking at here right now.
Yes.
tab, yeah, right.
Okay,
let me correct. I see it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Case files are basically the unseen prompts.
Okay. Yeah. So I was just like now since you said it, I'm starting to play. I was an old school player, and now I've become very interested and fascinated with all these CFB games, so I try to join in any opportunity I have. So that's my story.
Okay, sorry about that. Groceries got delivered and my dog went ape shit about it. She usually doesn't, which is why I was concerned. Okay, but yeah, that condition can only be cleared by resolving the investigation.
Oh no, I'm in danger.
Yes.
I have 2 permanent conditions, Steph.
Yeah. Well, you also have a 3 physicality and advantage to those rolls now, so that's cool for you.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because of
That's
your
fine.
move.
Yes. Okay. Because stuff got switched over, some of the math got rechanged because I did funky things to your sheet.
Oh,
My physicality was not actually at 2. It was just because it was I had
yeah. I know. I just put it there so that then we remember. It's at 3 effectively because of your move. And you get advantage on physicality rolls. Which, by the way, as you're now fully stocked on conditions, I would love to know what it looks like when General Burns is absolutely roided out of his gills.
He is stressed. I can't establish this enough. He is a paranoid man. His secret knives. He has multiple now. They're just all over his body, like he's just have them attached as though they will protect him from his idea of like, oh no, the monsters are after me. We've got Heartboil, the detective who probably is going to seek and destroy Sun. I just know it, and like I have so much pressure because I just gained Employee of the Month. Like I have to make sure everything goes right.
This is great. All right. So now the third step of the research phase here. The department heads may assign up to 3 members of their team roster to a job with the staff move. I will remind you that you don't have to assign anyone. It is completely optional. And the staff move itself allows you to send out your team members in order to get some things done. You can send them out to get clues for investigations, to get items for your office, as well as to just kind of do anything, literally. You can say what you want them to be able to accomplish. Then I will tell you how many boxes that it will need for them to accomplish it. And going forward, you can then have your team work on that project to try and do that thing. So for example, if you wanted to make like a nuclear reactor for whatever reason, you could have your staff members working on that. And I would say, yeah, that'll take like 50 boxes because it's a nuclear reactor. It's a bad example, yeah. But it is one. And then you could have your staff members go and work on that via the staff move. And I will remind you that the bonus that you get to making the roll with the staff move is directly proportional to how many members you assign. And as well, I would like to bring up that Officer Lafayette has the detainees move, which means that instead of assigning members of your team roster, if you ask Officer Lafayette to give you some bozos, they can go accompany your team members instead, and they will count toward the +3 maximum bonus to that roll when it happens. Yeah.
I would like to have a couple of investigators, if it's possible, to research about the town history and what I can achieve with the meat guys. I mean, if there's a connection between history and meat guys.
All right.
The
So if you
research.
scroll down to your team roster section, you'll see 5 different side characters. They each have a specialty, and you can decide which of them that you would like to assign this particular task, and if you would like to use some of your detainees.
Okay. Just 1 second. What role you said? Sorry, Steph.
If you look at the top right below where it says security enforcer, you should see a navigation pane. If you look at the far right of that, it'll say team roster. You just click on that link. It'll take you to it.
Team roster, yeah. Team roster. Yes. Okay, security. I will assign. Yeah. Continuous security specialist. I don't have too many. I would like to go. These guys don't seem the kind of investigators that. Yeah, I will. Sarah Albert, reality security specialist, and Nora Jones, surface security specialist. I would like them to go to research about the town and the history. To go to the town, and is it too crazy to ask them to have respiration masks?
No, I mean, you can. You're working for a super powerful and like rich, well-funded company. I think they could have those if you deemed it necessary.
I will tell them when you. I don't know why it's a like hunch, but try not to breathe the air of the place.
Nice. Oh, and this also brings me to this. I also forgot that I wanted to do this at the beginning of the session because my brain is everywhere, always. But Superintendent Jarvis, you have a staff move that you need to resolve since you weren't here last time to resolve it.
Yes, I do.
And could you please introduce yourself for us?
So I am Kyle Meeks. I use he, she, they, it pronouns. And I am playing as Superintendent Arena Jarvis, who uses they, them pronouns, and is the operations administrator in charge of a lot of the technical details of just running an operation this large. They have a tweed blazer over an orange dress and denim jeans. Their eyes shake, and they're always wearing an air traffic controller's headset. They can usually be found in their office directing a lot of directing their team and managing all of that because they're afraid of crowds. But their virtue is order. Everything in its proper place. Every mess cleaned. Every problem handled. And that's kind of their whole deal. They're from Nashville, Tennessee, so they speak with a very thick Southern accent, and they are just fresh off their third divorce. So they are looking at the world through a new perspective. Well, maybe not a new perspective, a perspective they've seen well at least twice before, and now they're looking at it again off of the back end of the divorce. I'm trying to remember what my so Darla Carpenter, the head of maintenance, was assigned to I think they were assigned to looking into how to keep the roots from spreading further throughout the island while they were doing like grounds maintenance work and stuff like that?
Yep, I believe so.
Okay.
So going back over the staff move again, this part would usually happen during the clock out phase, but since Kyle wasn't here for the last session, we're going to go over it now, just for Jarvis, because Jarvis is special. After collecting rewards during the clock out phase, and a department head that assigned a team members to a task or project, roll plus the number of assigned members. So you're going to be rolling with a +1.
Okay. Where is the roller app? I forgot
the link should be in the info tab.
Oh, okay. Yes, it is. That is right there. Okay. So 2d6. And oof, that's a 5.
Oh boy.
So that's no good. Darla didn't get it done.
In fact, because on a miss, an assigned member from your team roster dies.
Oh gosh.
I think that you learn over the course of the night that Darla got caught in between you'd already in the last episode that you weren't here for, we learned that the roots are growing into these rat-like creatures that we've called buddies. Yeah, they're great.
That's perfect.
And they let out these really loud screams when they feel threatened, and it gives you bad migraines. However, you've also learned now that apparently these buddies aren't the only things that they turn into, because you, on retrieving Darla's body, notice that it looks as if that her skull has been caved in with a massive spiked mace, and you see pieces inside of it that look almost like that same sort of ossified flesh that is covering the first tree. Unless you want to file paperwork, of course.
Nah, Darla's been with the organization for a long time, and I know that this is how she would have wanted to go.
Poor Darla.
Pouring out for Darla.
Pouring out for Darla.
Well, R.I.P. Darla Carpenter, head of maintenance.
We're gonna need a new maintenance officer.
Wow, the facilities are really gonna go to shit now.
Yeah. All right. Well, and now with that having happened, what would you all like to accomplish during this research phase? There are a couple of conditions floating around, so it might be a good idea to try and queue up some virtuous moves. And would you like any of your unassigned team members to accompany you during your escapades?
So
I would.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
I actually was thinking maybe it's not a good idea for me to send more people out on projects, because with Darla's untimely demise. But I did have I was actually going to assign 2 people to this one. I wanted to send let's see where. I wanted to send Rolando Brioche, the head of accounting. I want them to like focus on using like cell towers and like continually cyber stalking the investigator that was giving us problems. I'm trying to remember.
Heartboil.
Investigator Richard Hartboil, special investigator for Long Beach Police Department.
And
oh yeah, I've heard about this. Yeah, right.
and
Why did I?
certified hottie.
He
Certified.
eats cigarettes, okay?
I mean, I didn't say he was a certified smarty. I said he was a certified hottie. So Rolando Brioche is going to basically, I want them to build a profile of all of his movements, especially because we saw like the on Richard's grinder profile, we saw that picture of the weird black moss that was or the poem that was written in the moss in the background that seemed to throw off flags, like red flags. I want to have like a very clear picture of what he's up to, so that if we need to bring him in, we have all of that information. And then I also wanted to send Manfred Schweitzer, the head of administration, into the police department under the guise of being like investigating the police department itself, going through all of their files, going through all of their cases, and specifically focusing on stuff that that Heartboil's been involved with, to look for any red flags and pressure the local police department into forcing Heartboil to like drop it. You know, like I want to make sure that he knows that there is pressure on him from his superiors because they are being audited by the weird. So Manfred is this like super muscular, toned. He wears Crocs and ankle socks and a floral shirt and khaki cargo shorts, and it's just like he's like this big guy, but his superpower is like organizing things and facilitating and going through paperwork and like just being totally good at administration. So I'd want him to just like absolutely intimidate the heck out of the police department and find any leads there, as well as just like scare them off from like make sure that Heartboil is properly put away in his place.
Sounds great. Does anyone else have any staff moves and other things they'd like to get done?
I would like to assign Nicholas Virgo to research the meat parade. Perhaps there's something in the archives about that, because that seems suspicious. I think he can do this by himself. He'll be fine.
You can also request for detainees.
No, I'm sending out my own guy.
Dr. Imogen Cerulean, did you have anyone that you wanted to send out to do things?
Yes, I'll also introduce myself quick since you called on me. Hello, everyone. I am Aaron, pronouns she, they, fae. I am playing Dr. Imogen Cerulean, whose pronouns are she, they, who has a tail. I'm very happy about that. I talk about it all the time. I'm going to be sending Zainabu Danelle, my lead parascientist. I want her to get her hands on her hands on one of the meat parade monsters with her psychometry.
What a horrible thing you just subjected this poor woman to. I love that for her.
This
her
is
whole
how
thing.
you do science.
It's great.
I'm a professional scientist. This is how you do science.
All right.
I would also probably like to do a virtuous move. I do have two out of three conditions marked. Oh, Gilbert, let's go.
And what would everyone else like to be doing during this research phase?
Officer Lafayette wants to go to the place where that's happening. Oh, it's like lone wolf, you know? He's sort of lone wolf.
And I will also mention for your sake that the first investigation
Naples
is still active as well, that which sustains.
Okay. Yeah. This place called Naples, right?
Mm-hmm.
and he was in his office and he says, okay, if I have more than 6, I'll go. And he says 12. So, well, okay, I have to go. He, problem.
And Superintendent Jarvis, what would you like to get done during this research phase?
I think I want to link, because we have a link between Darla's corpse and the tree itself, that like I want to I think honestly we got to get some samples and study both of those kind of more closely, as well as oh, I wonder what if Darla's body grows into anything. We're going to yeah. So I want to just study kind of the connection between that, and I want to see if Darla's body grows into anything in a like controlled environment.
All right. Sounds badass. And General Gilbert Burns, I know that you wanted to do the virtuous move. Is there anything else you'd like to accomplish during this research phase?
I feel like we have like a lot of clues for that which sustains, so I definitely want to go over to Naples to investigate the meat parade, especially since I've been having dreams about it.
Do we go together? Do Officer Lafayette and General Burns?
We can go together. It just depends on like how things are cut up in terms of scenes, because I want to do potentially a virtuous scene before I head over to Naples.
Okay, so he waits because he's so new to this new how do you say, to this new office and this new crew, and he will wait for General Gilbert Burns to do what he has to do, and he will watch some photos of Jennifer in the between.
All right. And Dr. Cerulean, what else did you want to do other than your virtuous move? I don't think you said anything.
I did not. I think I've got my team roster over at the meat parade. So I think, given I may have grown a tail thanks to hot dog water, I think maybe it's prudent I continue investigating that weirdness.
Sounds good. In that case, I think let's go ahead and start with the virtuous scene between General Gilbert and Dr. Cerulean. We're going to go ahead and take a brief 5-minute break first, so you guys can go ahead and think about that and plan a little bit. And when we come back, we'll get right to that. General Gilbert Burns and Dr. Imogen Cerulean. What are you two doing right now?
I am currently issuing orders from underneath a desk in my field office. Like every so often, I would have like my little goon squad, effectively, which may be literal goons, such as Angus Hilton, who has no face, and Godwin Ungaro, who is a literal clown. Like you just see my pair of eyes just creep over, and I would tell them to like move some stuff around just to make sure things are in order. Then I hide back down. Some of the computers have been smashed, as from previous session, because I did not like seeing Heartboil on the computers, staring up at the cameras. And I think Dr. Imogen walks nearby.
Yeah, so Imogen sees the kind of disaster this field base is currently, and is like, okay, we need some organization here if any science is going to be occurring. And so starts very stringently cleaning everything, despite, by the way, still having dirt smeared on her face. And so she's like, oh, broken computer, like, let's remove that. And unbeknownst to her, like, she knows she has a tail, but it's just kind of helping as an extra limb would. And so it is like sorting things behind her while she is like, whatever task is in front of her. Like if she's like, oh, we're getting rid of this computer for a new one, or organizing files and stuff, whatever the tail is doing behind her is she's kind of oblivious to it as it like organizes stuff itself behind her.
Dr. Imogen. Psst, over here.
Yes. Oh. Is there something interesting under the desk, General?
Well, you see, I have drawn the ire of some of the locals here.
The weird man who eats cigarettes with six-pack, perhaps?
Yes. He is very smart. He is going to disrupt our organization. But so far, he's wandered off, and I don't know where. He could be anywhere.
I mean, I haven't ruled him out as an anomaly, General. We could always contain him with the tree.
Ooh, that's a pretty good idea. But I don't know why he wants to be here. Most non-classified personnel, they don't want to be anywhere near that tree. Do you have any theories about that?
Ooh, very intense energy.
Be aware, I do have my knives on me at all times.
So she goes to, like, the intent, the motion she wants to do is to tap her chin thoughtfully, and instead the tail comes around and taps her chin for her.
So the plot thickens, I see.
What?
Yes, the meat plot. Everything is meat now.
I mean, logistically speaking, we are all meat.
No, we're meant to be flesh. There is a difference. You need to know, Dr. Imogen, that there is a difference between flesh and meat. For meat is a sign of death. Meat is the sign of the end. The flesh is living. The flesh is malleable.
I suppose, in a sense, you are correct.
But with this, we do grow stronger. I don't think Heartboil will be able to handle this. No. We can handle it. We can capture him. We can study him.
I do like studying anomalies.
Good. And like I think General Gilbert Burns just slams the desk and then like tries to skedaddle out from under it. It's very awkward. He is a very weird man. I have not described his look yet. He has a hidden knife at all times. The knives are less hidden now. He has several knives just like attached to him with like bits of string and whatnot. So he is to his normal velveteen gray blazer with gold buttons and matching loose-hanging pants, and he still has his tricorn hat. He looks like he comes closer to the turn of the century of the 20th century rather than the 21st century. So he's a bit of a weirdo. But he feels a little bit better since Dr. Imogen is on the case with Heartboil, it seems like.
I should also describe Dr. Imogen. I've described the tail. Imogen also has blue hair. It does not look dyed. Has smart spectacles that show data readouts constantly, and pockets literally everywhere on every single piece of clothing she owns.
And by the way, real quick, I did want to touch on what exactly the meaty prehensile tail looks like, because we kind of just said it's a meaty prehensile tail, not necessarily what that. Is there a little hand at the end of it? Because that's what I've been kind of picturing, because you said it's been like grabbing shit, and like I'm imagining it's sorting through files, and you would have to have fingers for that.
Originally I was thinking like the kind of standard succubus pointed tail, but the fact that I've been doing digital, like not digital, but digital stuff with it, I think it probably does a fucking hand on the end. I hate it so much. I'm sorry, everyone.
It's
it just keeps on
well,
getting
how many
worse.
fingers? Well, how many fingers though?
I think it's only all right. Okay, I think it only has 4, a thumb and 3 digits. Like that's it.
Great, lovely. We love this. You, like an fucking A-palm.
I was about to say that. I was gonna be like,
It's like a cartoon hand.
It's great. Oh wow, a fly just landed directly on the seed stench condition on my screen. That's ominous.
Oh no,
I guess I shouldn't clear that one. That's a sign.
it's a sign.
But yeah, good segue, Fly. Thanks. Let's check in on the move. The virtuous move says when you have an intimate moment with another department head while one of you is acting virtuously, you may each clear an appropriate condition. If you are not the department head acting virtuously, you may choose to either stumble onto a relevant clue relevant to an active investigation, describe it, it cannot conclusively answer a question by itself, or reduce the severity of your fear condition by 1 stage. The fear condition can only be cleared by reducing it to stage 0.
Yeah, I want to clear my fear track for Heartboil because he's being dealt with, presumably.
I mean, I feel like organizing things probably helps sort out the dirt brain.
Yeah, I think, well, here's the thing is like my fear is reflections, right? So I don't look in mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the tail probably intuits like, oh, hey, I got you. And it's a face for her. I hate that so much.
Oh God, this just keeps on getting worse and worse.
Oh, why? I hate that image that just got shared. Horrible.
It's a Pokemon.
I am becoming a Pokemon. Actually, so I think because of the way I'm still a humanoid, this is more Digimon territory.
I wasn't expecting the Digimon versus Pokemon conversation today, but you know what?
Steph, this is your game. It's just going to get weird.
I'm so happy. You don't understand. That's not a bad thing.
I do think it makes sense. I feel like Dr. Cerulean is like the Digi evolution of Apom, because in the Digimon verse, when they evolve, they don't look anything like they used to, and now they're people. So like,
yeah.
Otherwise, like if it was a Pokemon verse, it would be Dr. Cerulean, Dr. Cerulean, Doctor.
Yeah.
You know, you're able to talk like a normal person, so definitely.
Yeah, so my next stage is some sort of Gnostic deity. If we're going on Digimon lines, my next evolution is become a Gnostic deity.
You still get the
the anomalous game prompts just write themselves, don't they?
I don't tempt me, Steph. I will mark that and Digivolve, okay?
Fucking A. Love that. Okay, back on track. Just reel it back in. Okay, okay. I would like to cut to Superintendent Jarvis. Where are you studying the corpse of Darla Carpenter?
So I think in our field operations, we've got like a clean room that is doing like where we're doing kind of sample collection and everything. And so we have that set up, and I'm working on some logistics while observing this. So you know, I'm outside of the clean room and looking in, making sure that nothing happens. I'm not necessarily expecting anything to happen. I've got, you know, just some random researchers and everything are doing their whole thing while I'm, you know, kind of sitting back and you know, making phone calls, making sure that you know, yes, I know that someone else needed the trucks today, but they're not back yet. Where, you know, all of the like really mundane stuff, and I'm watching all of that when I think I noticed something out of the corner of my eye.
Lovely. I would love the research move with anomalies.
Yes. My anomalous is +1, I believe. Let me double check. It is. Okay. That's an 8.
Lovely. Officer Lafayette and General Gilbert Burns. The entire island of Naples now has been evacuated, not just Mother's Beach. And you are both walking around these empty, deserted streets. There are rows and rows of two-story houses that are nearly identical in appearance and floor plan. There is a distinct lack of parked cars in driveways as well as the streets, and there's the faint scent of decay on the wind. I'd like us all to paint the scene here. Looking around
Okay.
the deserted streets, how can we tell that the residents of the island all sacrificed something to A-1004?
Well, you see a lot of clothes of kids in the streets. Just that.
Harm to children has been lined.
No, it's okay. It's not. It's I didn't thought that was a line. It's cloth only, but it's if not, we change it.
Oh, like, okay.
Yeah.
Like people are giving up their clothes. I
Yeah,
see.
right. That's
Okay.
one.
Okay.
That's not
Okay.
crossing the veil. No.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
I think one other thing is that there are there's a row of cars that have been left there with their engines running on purpose. Maybe perhaps a like a not well thought out sacrifice, but like they are put there nonetheless. And so a couple of them have run out of gas and have shut themselves off, but some of them are still going. Like they had a full tank when they were offered up.
There's just these little makeshift shrines on like by like entryways and by like intersections of like just various bits and bobs, but it's like all thematic of like food. Like we have open bottles of milk, bits of like flour, eggs, and whatnot.
Okay, I think I'm gonna build off that food idea. I think there's also a bunch of jigsaw puzzles that are like all still lives, and they've been fully completed and then had puzzle glue put over them, so they're like forever completed.
Awesome. That's what the two of you see. What do you do?
First, just Steph, do we know each other, or am I presenting to
Yeah,
him right
I
now?
would presume that you have gotten to know each other in the couple of weeks that it's been since you've been hired.
Okay. So General Burns, I'm just before we start, I have to tell you that I have just this sort of problem in my head. I have this problem that I don't know why, but I communicate with people, you know. So if you should want to talk to me or contact me, being in another place, you can. It's a really fucked up mind, you know. It's I don't know why. I guess it's why they hire me, but I don't know. Just to tell you, we can talk, and I don't know. It's my head, you know. And so he, I mean, Lafayette goes to one of the cars that's still running and likes to see what's if there's something there that he can. He's really strange about the whole cars running and not running, and he thinks there might be something there or some explanation.
All right. I think this is going to be the research move with logic.
Okay. No, I think he's not a very good friend of logic, but let me know. Just 1 second. I think I got 0 in logic. Yeah, 2 dice. 0 in logic. So, yeah. 9.
Ooh.
Lovely.
Yeah.
General Burns, what are you doing as Officer Lafayette approaches these abandoned vehicles?
Well, I am looking for signs of the dream that I had. Like, I am passing by these shrines, trying to determine if there's any pattern to them, if they point into any direction. Perhaps I'm drinking some of the milk because that could perhaps give me a vision or something of that nature. It's not a smart idea, but it is an idea.
Research move with anomalous, I think. Or yeah, yeah, I think anomalous if you're hoping to get milk visions.
Yeah, if I was breaking into the car, that might be physicality, but I'm not doing that.
No missions.
Ah, that is great. That is a 9 as well.
Okay.
Excellent. Dr. Cerulean, where are you headed currently?
So I did tell the general I was going to confirm whether or not Detective Hardboiled is an anomaly we can contain or not. So I'm tempted to go hunt him down for a thorough examination, non-horny.
All right. Let's start you off at the docks then of Mother's Beach, since you know that he has been frequenting the area, looking into the meat tree itself. Scrolled right past the location because I'm a genius. Here we go. There are neon lights over top tourist trap stores. There are creaky boards beneath your feet as you walk along the docks. The docks are one of the main reasons that people come to the beach anymore. The myriad of activities to do and business to be done sees to that. Let's paint the scene. Though a place of family fun and wholesomeness during the day, the docks come alive in the sinister light of the moon. How has the criminal side of Long Beach taken over the dock, and why is it worse now that the beach has been closed off?
Do they have these lampposts in the docks?
Sure.
They're all broken, vandalized. So you can, light is not good, and it's sort of a place that you see, and it's telling you it's not secure, you know.
Despite the docks and the surrounding area have been evacuated, there's still signs that people have frequented the area despite all the warnings of there's like a lot of yellow tape and whatnot, but some of it has been broken or moved aside.
I think there's like clear evidence of beach landings all over, like next to the dock. So clearly someone's up unloading and loading things fairly often on the beach despite it being closed.
I think in following with that idea that there is actually an overturned crate that has begun, that's on the beach that has spilled some of its contents. And from this angle, it's hard to see what is inside it, other than that it's surrounded by broken glass.
Excellent. As you're walking along the docks, Dr. Cerulean, looking for Richard Hartboyle, you do see someone, but you don't think it's Hartboyle because they're not in the weird trench coat that he always fucking wears. But they are interesting. They have a bucket hat and sunglasses, an I Want to Believe t-shirt, and khaki cargo shorts. He's balding and underweight, and has a very large backpack with him that is just filled to the brim. All kinds of shit. You see a couple of towels hanging out of the pockets, some like hastily shoved in like Lunchables, and other just random survival necessities. And he hears you approach, or rather hears you walking along the docks, and turns around. And as soon as he sees you, his eyes widen immediately, darting directly to your tail. And he stands up, dusts his shirt off, and approaches you and very calmly and professionally and holds out his hand, says, "Hi, my name's Harley, and I want to be part of your secret police so bad, please."
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not a police officer.
Well, no, but you're like a secret society, obviously. You have a tail with a hand on it.
Oh, that's just a normal biological response to foreign bodies penetrating your skin and kind of mixing with, dissolving cell walls and forming new limbs. It's perfectly normal.
No, don't worry. I'm not. Listen. The sun has been telling me secrets every day since the day I was born. All right. That's why I carry all this random shit around with me all the time. The sun is telling me that I need it to save the universe someday.
He has fully pulled out a notepad from one of her pockets and just taking notes.
And the sun is also telling me that you're part of the universe saving plan. So I gotta be in on it. I gotta be in on it. Please. You're gonna take the condition marked by Harley.
Wonderful.
And he says, it doesn't even have to be like anything like fancy. I can be your leading consultant.
What degrees do you possess?
45.
I didn't ask the number. I meant what field of study? What ology?
Allology. All the ologies. All of
So
it.
you studied allology? So you studied allistic relationships?
What?
Never mind. I'll be honest. Harley, was it?
Yeah.
Harley, right. She looks at her notes to confirm. Does not look to him to confirm. It's her notes she trusts. So what hours of the day does the sun talk to you?
Yes. All of them.
All,
except for when I'm asleep, because then the moon's out.
But the moon only glows because it's reflecting the sun's rays. So wouldn't you be able to hear it like some kind of weird echo from the moon if the sun was talking to you?
I can't hear people when I'm asleep.
You don't hear anything when you're asleep.
No, I'm busy dreaming and sleeping.
So Dr. Swin's making an important note. Sleeps like the dead. Underlining 3 times. Very important. I see. Well, there is to work with my team, there is a stringent physical exam required to make sure you're not exhibiting any signs of infection from anomalous entities.
He stands
Tails
up,
just waving
perfectly
in the background.
rigid, and salutes and says, "Yes, sir. Of course, I will submit to any testing and rigorous studies and physical examinations and anything like that you may need to do, even if it means giving my blood for the cause."
She reaches into one of her many pockets and pulls out a waiver. Please sign this then.
What does that say?
It says everything you just said, but in legalese.
Oh, good. And he signs it.
Thank you so much. Please come with me.
Superintendent Arena Jarvis.
Yes.
You got an 8, correct?
Yes, I did.
Fuck yes, I'm so good at remembering numbers. Out of the corner of your eye, as you're working on some paperwork that has to do with the death of Miss Carpenter, you see this very brief glint of movement, and you find that inside, rather not inside, but something has taken the wallet out of Darla's pocket and put it outside, has put it on top of her chest.
Oh.
And when you open and look inside of it, if you do, in fact, then you see a Uh, so a pony-sized creature. This is a picture that's inside of her wallet. It's a pony-sized creature with 6 legs that, similarly to the buddies that you've been hearing about, has no fur and no skin. Its head is reminiscent of that of a spider's. And it has ossified tissue plating that's covering spots on its body, presumably vital internal organs. And its tail has grown this large, spiked ball of similarly ossified tissue. And this image is taken directly head on, as if this thing was charging. And you do remember Darla installing her camera arm before leaving.
Of course.
That is your clue. And I think as your complication here, and that is a clue for that which sustains, by the way, okay, since she was investigating that when she was taken out. You hear someone knocking at the door. And if you open it, you see just a short and rotund man in, it seems to be his late 70s. It's a very friendly and heartfelt smile.
Is it, what's his name?
It's Simon Lobo, your janitor.
It's Simon Lobo, my janitor.
It is. I'd like to paint the scene, everyone. Please describe a part of Simon's typical work outfit.
Right off the bat, I'm going to say that a typical part of Simon Lobo, the janitor's work outfit is he's got like the whole like janitorial jumpsuit thing, but it's got patches sewn on like the right shoulder down to like the right chest area, and they're just all patches that of just like crystals. They are embroidered patches that look like crystals. They're not actually crystals, just like patches of crystals. And you can tell that Simon has been like sewing these on like for a long time, and he buys them off Etsy.
And added to that, he has this hat and this you remember the way Freddy Krueger had this janitor closet with colors? You remember that? He has the orange and black. I guess he has the patches and the clothes of Freddy Krueger and his hat.
He just has this really big key ring, like just like dozens and dozens of keys.
All right. So I think on his back, it looks like it's a very complex dust buster, but there's no vacuum attachments to it. It's just like the container. You figure out how he cleans with that.
Excellent. Oh, well, he's going off the page now. That's fine. We'll just just fix that real quick. There we go. Now he's back.
Simon,
all right.
Simon, what you up to?
He smiles and says, "Oh, hello, sir. I was about to start mopping up in here. I didn't realize you were here. Is this still all right? I see you're in the middle of something.
Well, I did just find a picture of presumably, possibly what might have actually killed our dearly departed Darla. So I'm taking a look. I'm taking a look at you. You see and I point to Darla's body. You see how the head has been caved in, and I want you to look at the tail of this creature that looks like it's got a spiked mace on the end of the tail. Speaking of tails, have you seen Dr. Cerulean's tail? It's a thing. Have you seen it?
He kind of hobbles over to Darla's body and looks at her head and nods along as you're saying this, and then turns around and says, "Yes, it has like 4 digits on it. It's kind of strange. I haven't seen a tail that has digits before.
Well,
I've seen many tails. Some even on people. None with hands."
Well, I have to tell you, the only thing I've ever seen that is even slightly resembled this comes from. Are you familiar with the Pokemans?
I think one of my grandchildren was really into that at one point, but grew out of it.
Is with they're a bunch of trading cards, and they're like the video games on the Game Boy and everything. Anyway, there's one that has a hand. That's what this reminds me of. Obviously, that's silly nonsense to be like, oh yeah, no, it's Pokemon's real. I was just saying. I think that it reminds me of that one. There's one with a hand like that. It doesn't have the spikes though, or at least the blunt force trauma, like ability to do the whole blunt force trauma thing. Also, I wonder, is there anything in this room with us? Because when Darla's body was here, the wallet wasn't on her chest, and then I looked up and the wallet was on her chest. Are we? Simon, do you think we're alone in here? Can you help me check this room? Let's just make sure that this room's secure real quick. Could you help me with that?
His eyes kind of widen a little bit, and he nods and says, "Oh, yeah, I think I could do something about that." He reaches over and taps on the big fucking bucket that's on his back, and it sort of shifts into this weird technological thing with all kinds of dials and knobs and like blinking lights. And he looks around and starts waving his hand in the air as if he's holding something. And the empty space in his hand starts beeping. And he nods and says, "Well, I don't think there's anything that isn't usually here, at least. Site 42 has, well, quite a few oddities about it. Things that just happen when they do for seemingly no reason."
Are you telling me, Simon, that you have noticed oddities in this here building, that there are unusual happenings coming up? My word, I have never considered that in the possibility of anything.
He smiles and chuckles and says, "Yes, I know. It is quite shocking, truly, but..."
Hard to believe. Very hard to believe. All right. Well then, I think, maybe we gotta look into this here horse monster. I mean pony monster. It's not a big one. It's a little one. I bet we can handle this.
6 legs. Probably goes pretty fast.
Yeah, normal ponies go clip clop. This one goes clip clop, and I'm pretty sure that's how we'll be able to know if we're nearby when we hear that.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. Before I forget, now that I have you here, I did want to mention, as I was cleaning up the reactor room the other day, the site's reactor, I noticed that the weekly checking of the temperature levels hasn't really been done yet. I think it might have to do with Darla's unfortunate demise that it hasn't been kept on top of. But you may want to have someone under her department go and check that out.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. I'm gonna make sure that's on my list of things to get people to do. And I pull my tablet out and I add it to the thing, and I end up marking a bunch of other things and adding new things. And
Excellent. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning up here. And he reaches over and taps the weird thing on his back, and it shifts again into like a bucket of water. And he reaches over and dunks nothing into it, but it splashes and then starts mopping with a mop that doesn't exist.
yeah, this is the most normal thing I've ever seen in my life. All right, you get to it, Simon. I'll see you around. I'll see you around. You coming to the staff meeting tomorrow morning?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Wouldn't miss it for the world. I do love seeing Site Director Star glare at me. It's very funny. He doesn't like me very much.
He's got very piercing eyes. I mean, I must. You know what? Honestly, that's probably just me. I might just have a thing for people who are alive. Just anybody. Never mind. I'll see you around, Simon.
See you around, boss.
And I walk out to like make a note, like, "Hey, I think I found the monster that killed Darla."
Excellent. Officer Lafayette, you are looking through these abandoned vehicles, and as you're poring over them, looking through everything, there is very interestingly enough, inside the glove box of one of these vehicles is a severed hand that is clutching a grip of live, writhing leeches. That is your clue. How do you feel seeing this?
He looks at this and says, "Oh man, I miss New Orleans. Oh man. I miss New Orleans."
I'm going to give you the homesick condition.
Yeah, okay, great. And then, yeah, right.
Mhm.
And then he like does this with his jacket and grabs the hand. And he says, "General Gilbert, would you care or mind to look at this?"
And cutting back to General Burns, you take a swig of this random milk that you found lying in the street, which is great, by the way. Love that for you. And you see, after just sitting on that for a moment and realizing, no, this milk did not give me any supernatural visions. It's just kind of bad. You see a parade of meaty creatures. There are specifically, you see a line of a buddy and then one of these big pony things, then another buddy, then a pony thing and a buddy. But each of them are wearing a different hat. That is your clue. And as you see this parade of behatted dancing guys, you feel a very deep connection. You can tell that the parade is attempting to exert some sort of influence over your mind. It wants you to sacrifice something to the tree. You can choose to do what the parade wants and narrate a scene in which you sacrifice something important to you to A-1004. If you do, you get 2 XP. You get 2 boxes on your promotion track. Or you can choose not to, at which point the creatures in the parade will turn their attention to you.
Hold on, I have to take a look at the safety tab. Yeah, I think I can do it. Anyways, I have a knife. I also have a hand. Can I cut off my hand?
You certainly can, buddy.
Cool. You need those 2 XP.
Yeah, you get 2 experience, and I would like you to describe how the tree, that first tree all the way on Mother's Beach right now, how does it change to incorporate your sacrifice? How does it begin to subtly embody it?
I think because hands have been a theme this session, I think the tree starts to flower a bit with like these growing hands.
Lovely.
General Gilbert Burns, even though he has a lot of endurance, he's an unstoppable force. He's still a human being.
Yeah.
This hurts. He's shouting, yelling. There's spilled milk on the ground.
I do also think a condition is appropriate here. Severed hand.
Obviously.
And then you hear Officer Lafayette in your head talking about a different severed hand, apparently. Or maybe, actually, I think, yeah, when you look down that hand, your hand is not there. So I think that's cooler, is if Officer Lafayette just found your hand suddenly, now with leeches.
And can Officer
Lafayette a little
Lafayette
bit as well, just to reflect that.
and can Officer Lafayette turn around? And I said, I think this belongs to, and what does he looks, what he's looking, what is he looking? I think this should be with, looking his hand, and can he see General Gilbert?
Yeah, I imagine like we're not too far away.
Yeah, I think this belongs, right? And is this yours? I mean,
yeah, maybe. Who knows?
okay, and do we have to fight those?
No, we don't.
They're just dancing around, going toward the center of the island.
They are happy.
Oh, okay.
They like me.
What you say? Okay.
They're my buddies.
All right.
I need to leave.
What? Why have you cut your hand, General? I don't know. Why have you cut your hand?
It was a strategic element. We do not need to anger anomalies too much. We need to investigate them, and I need to go to the medical bay.
Do you need
Or
help?
else Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm coming right there. Do you need this, or you can regenerate? I don't know. This place is. I mean, does this regenerate or not? I mean, do we put it on ice or I don't have ice. I can give you.
I think I can take my hand back and just put it in my pocket.
There you go. There you go.
There are also leeches in your pocket now because your hand was full of leeches.
Yes, that's fine.
And this is yours too, because my hand is also full of leeches. Do you need this?
No, I do not need the leeches, but you can keep them. You can eat them if you want. Are we just gonna be? Are you eating the leeches?
Okay. He's a trusty guy, you know, Lafayette. So okay. So
I mean,
what does it?
I think that's if you're gonna eat the leeches, I'm gonna have you roll the risk move.
Okay.
When you do something risky or face something unexpected, which, yes, eating leeches that you found
Well, he
is
trusts
certainly
in General
risky.
Gilbert. Yeah, well.
Or just dealing with
great.
Gilbert is an unexpected situation.
That too. What are you afraid will happen if you lose your nerve here?
Myself?
Yes.
He doesn't think he will lose. I mean, he's not afraid because could it be that the answer and expect something?
Well, what are you afraid will happen if you fail then?
Well, I think they'll go to my head instantly.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'd like you to roll with physicality, please.
Okay, so I think I have 0. Just 1 second.
You have 2.
Oh no, I
in
got 2
physicality.
+2 physicality. Yeah, right. +2. No. Okay, so let's roll the dice. And 7.
All right.
7 + 2, 9. Okay.
Excellent.
All right.
Superintendent Jarvis.
Yes.
No, wait, sorry. I was thinking Dr. Cerulean and then said your name for some reason because I think I was looking at it. My bad. Dr. Cerulean. Where are you taking this guy? This stray?
Oh, let me just go check our safety tab real quick. Okay, I think I'm probably in the clear. She wants to take a look at this dude's brain if he really is talking to the sun or not.
Okay.
Or if he's been like she's not like that's not the only thing she's looking for. She's looking for if this dude's been touched by one of the things and like it's infected him, and that's why he thinks he's talking to the sun.
Okay.
We did determine the tree is like some sort of deity, correct?
Yeah,
I believe
correct.
that was the question we answered. Okay, yes.
All right. I think this is... I'm not going to have you roll the risk move to convince him because he is fully on your side already, just with whatever the hell you decide to do, because he's that kind of guy. He's your lead consultant. He's got to consult, man.
Right.
But I do want... How are you doing this? So that will inform which stat your research move is going to be with.
So the reason I was checking the tabs, I don't think this will count as torture. I want to hook him up to the think tank.
Oh, that's so fucking cool.
That's why I was like, I don't think that's torture. This is research. It's fine, I think.
Yeah. All right. Hell yeah. Well, that's fucking sick. That's a great use of that. Holy shit, I hadn't even considered that. That's awesome. All right. Okay. Uh, could you go over your think tank move for us, please?
I would love to. Your team is comprised of 80% living, breathing humans and 20% an enormous anomalous brain that sits in a vat and does nothing but think and solve problems. When you connect to the think tank using the neural interfacing station located in its chamber, roll with anomalous. On a hit, the think tank has mulled over your information and presents you with something useful. Choose one, a clue for active investigation, or a schematic for a new piece of experimental equipment. Describe the equipment and add it to my office. On a 7 to 9, take the condition brain drain as the think tank consumes a small part of your psychic energy to sustain itself. On a 12 plus, it has had a significant revelation. Choose a bonus from this list. Establish a truth about the world or detail a clue for an active investigation. It cannot conclusively answer a question on its own.
Excellent. I would like you to roll this at disadvantage because you are marked by Harley.
Fair
and
enough.
Also because it's someone else, I think just makes sense as well. Yeah.
This is I was tempted to use my snow globe to get rid of the disadvantage, but I'm going to save my snow globe because it's the one normal thing in my office. I'm going to have him. I have a sample of anomalous calligraphy. I'm just going to have him hold it while he's connected to the neural interface and read my beautiful anomalous calligraphy.
Excellent. Yeah, so you go ahead and roll that flat then.
Okay, I'm rolling with
Anomalous.
Will this count for my move where I can use logic instead of anomalous?
Sure does.
Excellent. That is a 7 for me.
Love that.
I will probably turn a key, file paperwork.
Let's see. I think that. Yeah. Okay. This is good. Okay. Now, Superintendent Jarvis,
Yes.
you are doing what now that you have investigated this and Simon has taken over cleaning that room?
So I am definitely having someone check the temperature levels and everything, and just like making sure all of the holes in our maintenance schedule are plugged and everything like that. I guess I can't check in with what the people I've assigned to do that stuff until the clock out move, right?
Correct.
Okay, then right now, I think I want to get in contact with people who are out in the field, let them know that, like, I'm pretty sure it was these spider horses that killed Darla. Oh, actually, can I be there when General Burns and Officer Lafayette rush back into the facility, desperately trying to keep the bloody stump from drain, like.
Yeah,
I think
that sounds good to me.
I think that I'm coming in, like they're rushing in and trailing blood, and I'm just like, all right, so this is what we're doing. I pull the belt off my no, I forgot suspenders. I'm gonna pull my suspenders off and just be like, it's a little late for a tourniquet, but it's better late than never. And wrap that the stump off, and then just like rush them off to medical. I'm on the horn being like, I need, everyone needs to be prepped for this. Make sure that we're moving medical supplies and everything. Just get it all ready to go. And as well as, like, because of this, I'm actively rerouting other people who are like, no, you can't have the car today. We've got an emergency. You're going to have to get it. You're going to have to get it next week, and you will have to fill it up, and we will give you a credit card to do that. just like completely unrelated stuff that I'm speaking into my air traffic controller headset, just like keeping all of the normal stuff, all of the wheels greased and everything like that. And then I turn to Burns and say, what got you? What took that hand off you?
Meat parade.
The meat parade.
They demanded a sacrifice, lest they take everything away. It hurts.
Burns. It's gonna hurt. Burns. Like, this does not look like a bite. This does not look like. So wait, the meat parade came up to you and demanded a sacrifice and took your hand?
Yeah.
So what you're telling, I mean, he's right there, no? So what you're telling me that we shouldn't eat this because I'm a trusty guy, you know. So and
Are those leeches?
Yeah,
yes,
but
my
my
hand.
trust in General Burns, you know. I mean, what you told me to eat this.
And
I don't know what's going on.
by the way,
Yeah.
you're feeling really just upset in your stomach right now. That is your complication for your 7 and 9. I'm giving you the condition upset
Tummy
guts. Tummy troubles is way better, actually. Yes.
I ate some leeches and I've got tummy troubles.
And so he goes to a corner. I'm sorry.
Oh God.
Okay, so you
Please, General, be more. Please, you have to be. I mean, I trust you. You have to be more serious. I mean, if you told me to eat the leeches, I suppose it was something important. I'm not used to these things. I miss New Orleans.
all right. Okay. So I'm getting both of you to medical. I would like at least one of them leeches bagged up. And I want to talk to it later.
For the leeches?
Yeah. No, that's my thing. Anything
Sorry, they're right there on the corner. I mean.
Oh no, those are the dead ones. I imagine I can see that wriggling in General Burns' pocket right now. It's General Burns.
Wait.
Is your hand in your pocket?
No, it's in my pocket.
Oh, it's in. You know what?
What's going on? I don't know who has my hand. I could
You
have
told
my...
me to keep it. You told me to keep it. So,
all right,
Mr. Okay, Superintendent, there you go.
All right.
Okay, the superintendent has my hand filled with leeches.
Yeah, I'm holding it by like the tip of my index finger and thumb, holding onto your middle finger as I'm looking at this thing writhing with leeches, and I pull a trash bag out of my back pocket and just dump it in there and kind of hold it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hold on to this, and we're gonna have it looked at. Y'all are gonna be totally fine. There's nothing wrong with you that we can't fix. And we're gonna just get you right into medical. And I will have words with you later. I think I will have words with you later. All right. And I usher them off into medical, just like, what were they thinking?
Man,
Awesome.
I think you're supposed to trust your partners. I mean, that's the way we believe.
Saying that to the 3-time divorcee is really funny.
If I've learned anything, it's that trust don't come cheap, and it never forgets its debts.
Yeah. Should have known it sooner.
Oh man. All right.
Quick question. So like my superpower is I'm like the what is it? Is it the administrator of Babel or something?
Mm-hmm.
So I can talk to anything that can vocalize.
Yeah.
Basically, I So do these leeches like squeak and squelch? Like can they?
Yeah.
Okay,
They make
perfect.
noise. You can talk with a
Okay.
leech.
Good. All right. So that's
And
why
by the way, and if they're still around you, Officer Lafayette and General Burns can also hear the leeches talk because of how your power works.
That's fun.
Any living thing capable of thought in your presence also gains this ability.
Oh. Yeah, I think that we will interrogate these leeches together, you and I.
So we're all heading to medical bay.
Yeah, I feel like definitely we got to get you kind of stabilized. So in an hour or two, I think we got to interrogate these leeches. And in the meantime,
why does my stomach feel so bad? That's the one I asked them. That's what I want to ask them. You damn leeches.
I have no earthly idea why your stomach hurts. I am not even going to ask about the milk. There's no way I should know about that. I'm sorry.
Milk stains, you know how it is.
Oh yeah.
You got a milk mustache.
I'm supposed to trust you. Don't make me eat leeches. I mean, please. We're a team.
Right. I think we're gonna cut away from this to Dr. Cerulean's scene, and then we'll cut back to the emergency room leech interrogation and hand stitching. Because
that is a sentence you just said.
It is. I think I might have made the greatest game of all time, actually. This is incredible. Holy shit. I'm actually crying. All right. So, Dr. Cerulean, you got a 7, correct?
I did.
All right. So, on a 7 to 9, you do get to choose a from either of those goodies. But first, I think the way that this happens, since you're not the one connected to the think tank, and I think especially because he's not experienced with it, something goes wrong when it tries to take back its quid pro quo. I think specifically because of how willing and excited he is in general to just be helpful to this whole thing, he accidentally gives his entire consciousness to the think tank. And so now his brain is mixed with the big anomalous one. And there's just like a corpse connected to it now. And you can hear the voice of him still coming through the corpse. It's lifeless. It still talks through that because it's connected to the think tank still. And Harley says, "Boss, I think I'm stuck in the brain." Unless you want to file paperwork.
I think I might. I don't think I want Harley in this brain forever when I use it again.
There are also the incident reports available for the investigations, which I did forget to go over the Meat Parade's incident report. It's called the Anomalous Dream Incident. So you can, specifically, I think with this one, you would be able to mark that which sustains is because he is part of that investigation.
I think I just read the incident report for that which was stains, and now I'm tempted as hell, so I think I might mark that.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark that to get a 10+.
Awesome. So on a 10+, you get to make your little choice, and Harley doesn't get brained.
Wonderful. I think I'm going to choose a new schematic instead of a clue, simply because I think Harley actually can speak to the sun. And so the piece of equipment we learned is going to be called the Helios Com. He can actually communicate with the sun, so now we have a device that can mimic whatever weird frequency this dude is operating on.
That's sick. Go ahead and add the Helios Com to your office. And the think tank detaches from Harley's brainstem. And so I imagine it's sort of how it just kind of pokes you in the spine and then it connects up.
Yeah.
And Harley says, "Wow, that guy has a lot to say and no mouth to say it. So he fucking dumped that shit right in there real quick, huh?"
It's intense, isn't it?
Yeah. How is that brain so big? It's so big.
My working theory is that the skull that contained it was also extremely large.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense, actually. I guess I kind of thought it just lived in the tube forever.
I mean, it was here when I arrived, so its origins are a mystery to me as well, but
Dang. That's crazy. Hey, I just got poked by a brain in a tube.
you sure did.
Heck, this is a cool job. Man.
Is Harley just now your employee, Dr. Imogen?
I think he might be my think tank employee. Yeah, like, hey buddy, we need some answers. Okay, I'll right in.
Yeah. And I think he then says, "So what was that for anyways? I don't really actually, now that I think about it, know what the hell just happened."
I wanted to make sure you had a functioning brain, that you hadn't been infected by anything anomalous.
Oh,
But I did get some interesting data.
oh, cool. Neat. I don't got brainworms?
No brainworms yet.
Sick.
Do you want brainworms?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Are they like good for you?
Only one way to find out.
Maybe later. I got a headache now.
Oh, you should have a go. Here, let me escort you to medical. Have a lie down.
Excellent. And now in the accident and emergency wing of Site 42's on-site hospital, being tended to is Dr. Gilbert Burns, and Officer Lafayette is also there, as well as Superintendent Jarvis. And you see the individual tending to General Gilbert Burns has a liquid repelling light purple scrub. They're somehow still stained with blood, and a transparent face mask as well as red surgical gloves on. He's got an average height and a filled out wide frame. The surgical gloves, he takes them off for a moment so that he can finagle with some machinery. And as he does, you see that on his knuckles are the words "do know," and then the other one says "harm." And he has introduced himself to you as Falk Sudworth. He is the head of A&E, which is your emergency room here.
Mhm.
And he is currently tending to you. And now you're all in the same room. Wow. Dr. Cerulean, this is the scene that you're on.
Oh, goodness. Oh,
Yeah. Oh man, that guy's hand is gone.
It's not technically gone. We know where it's at. It's in the
Oh.
bag.
It's in this sack.
Oh, why is that sack wiggling?
There's
That's-
leeches in the sack as well.
Oh,
I don't
Cool.
know where the leeches came from.
You, what are the leeches that we supposed to interrogate?
In the bag.
They're there in the bag.
Falk is
Okay.
very much not paying attention to this new group of people who have just walked in and started conversing about the hands and leeches. He's very explicitly trying to focus real hard on this until Harley kind of looks over and says, "Hey, did your fingers say dono harm on it?" And Falk just looks up and stares daggers into his eyes, says, "No, it doesn't say do no harm, jackass." He kind of holds it up and spaces out his fingers a little bit to make it clear that it says do no harm. And then he holds up the two fingers that say no, so that facing Harley, it just says do harm. And he squints really hard at him.
Oh my.
And Harley just goes, "Oh, okay, never mind."
Is
I'm
it
Harley.
clear- Is it clear, like, that the wound was self-inflicted now? Like, since the doctor has.
Oh yeah, I think it's
Okay.
pretty well established.
Okay, all right, all right.
Like in general, Gilbert Burns, like I think like in the recollection of like how did you lose your hand? Now it tells the story about like how there was this meat parade of little buddies and horsey doos. That's
Wait,
what
the
I'm called.
The horsey dudes, they look like this, like spider horsey dudes.
Yes.
Oh, yep. All right, there we go.
Ah.
That's
And they
Can anyone tell me why I found her hand in a glove compartment?
anomaly.
if your body parts aren't entirely attached to yourself, they can end up anywhere.
I mean, meat's been showing up wherever, like all over the place.
The best meat is to be the meat that is eaten, like a barbecue from.
I mean, not leech meat.
Without leeches, please, because they have given me a stomach ache that I can't support. So tell me, what the hell are doing all those leeches here? He's like starting like his headache and.
Well, let's ask them.
Yeah, do ask them.
And I, as the admin of Babel, will speak to the leeches and say, "Now, I think it's time that you state your purpose here. Where'd you come from?" Yeah, all right. You came from the mother. All right. And what's your purpose? What's the mother want you to do? Eat. All right. Now, what can you tell me about like the connection between this kind of feeding on decay and the sacrifice as well? Why does it have to be a sacrifice?
I would like the research move with presence, I think.
Okay.
Because while it is anomalous that you're able to do it, you're not necessarily that's not necessarily part of the role because you're just able to do that.
Yeah. Is presence I'm
Or
seeing
not
physical-
presence. I keep fucking saying that. I mean empathy every time.
It's
Yeah.
empathy.
I-
You feel the leeches.
you know, I really do feel the leeches sometimes. Damn it. That is all right, that's like my that is an 8. That is another 8.
Excellent. I think that, and by the way, you're all hearing the leeches because you're in the presence of Arita Jarvis, and both Harley and Falk have stopped what they're doing and are just staring dumbfounded at your weird handful of hand and leeches. And
It's the leeches talking, but just it's the leeches talking. It's not the hand. I just wanted to clear that up. Make sure, Falk. It's the leeches, not the hand. Don't get it twisted.
Okay, well that's.
I would like my hand back, please.
Well, not till the leeches are done with it.
No, they're just gonna eat it.
Well, somebody done gave him a sacrifice.
Yeah, you should have thought that before I saw it in the
Oh,
compartment.
don't you start with me, Lafayette. You eating the leeches. Y'all have no moral high ground in this situation. So you sit
Wait a
in your
minute.
sit in
I
your
did
medical
what General
beds.
Burns told me. I did what General Burns told me.
Oh God, there is a lot of people in here, isn't there?
You're all
shoot.
crazy.
And
Is
they're
it a
all
crowd
looking
now?
at me because I keep getting blamed. Oh God.
That's
oh
not
boy,
people.
this is gonna be great.
I hate them. No.
So-
I hate them. I trust my partner, but man, this place has to be a little normal, you know.
Well, don't count on it. We got leeches in the bag.
You're talking to leeches, and I can hear them.
Yeah.
How
no,
that's
that-
normal, you know?
No, I mean, this is normal workplace drama.
I think that
don't worry.
as you are
I wish I
all
could talk to a
speaking
bar.
with one another, and the leeches, they squirm a bit before responding, and they say that. So remind me, what explicitly did you ask them?
I asked them like, why is it important that the things that they are eating need to be a sacrifice?
Gotcha. I think that as they begin to respond, you are all able to smell the scent of rot permeate the air as they speak. That is the clue, the scent of rot permeating the air as leeches talk. And they say, to become stronger, it must be given willingly.
For who to become stronger, the giver or the receiver?
The tree.
Right.
And I am. How do you feel about this conversation within this, by the way, crowd of people?
Yeah. The thing is, it didn't seem like so many people till I realized that each individual leech, now that I'm talking to them, feels like another person. I'm starting to freak out a little bit because it's like I'm trying very desperately trying to hold it together while like micromanaging who's allowed to, like who has to stay in the medical bay for their own dang reasons and who needs to, do other stuff. And I'm just like, wait a minute, like that I'm talking to a hive mind. That seems like what I'm doing. That's a lot of minds. And yeah, I'm starting to freak a little bit.
I'm going to give you the fear condition hive-minded.
Like
Oh gosh, the idea of being part of a hive mind is freaking Arena out so much because it's like you are always in a crowd. You are the crowd. There's no escape from the crowd. And it's just like, nope, that's not how it's supposed to be. Everybody's supposed to be individuals, supposed to be in one little spot. They're not in multiple spots. The nature of causality and reality is that one person is in one spot at one time. And if you know how fast they're moving, you don't know what the spot is, but you do know how. And if you don't know how fast they're moving, you will know their spot. And that is normal.
This is great.
God damn it.
And I think with that, we're going to cut to the break phase. I believe we don't have any rolls in the air, correct?
Not unless when the fear stuff got triggered.
No, face your fear is just a move that happens when you take a condition while facing your fear. It's not a roll. You just get that condition, and the condition becomes a fear condition.
Okay.
So you have the hive-minded condition, Arena Jarvis, and it is a stage 1 fear condition.
Oh no. And I think that feeds into the seed stench because it's like I'm already kind of connected to this because I stepped on a thing that one time, and now I'm worried that they're coming for me to make me a part of them. And that sounds horrible.
Love that. All right. So the first thing that we do here in the break phase is we resolve any moves that are resolved in the break phase. And I don't believe we have any except for General Gilbert Burns's Field HQ, which is still up in that which sustains land, unless you want to move it to just a street.
I'm good where it's at currently.
Yeah. And now let's decide if we are going to study a case file. There are still a couple of them available. Again, in later versions, I'm probably going to make it so that when you roll, you get like higher clearance levels to see different ones, just so that there's not as much analysis paralysis going on. But for now, get paralyzed. There is A-857, the palimpsest, A7, Mandela bacterium, and A912, Big Slappy.
I will note that we have 8 clues for that which sustains, which is enough to give +1 on both of the remaining questions. So we may be wanting to resolve that mystery.
I think that's, instead of doing the case file, I think we should knock out that knock the tree down. Well, metaphorically. That's my vote anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or at least
All right.
deal with heart boil.
So
At least
sounds
that,
like
yeah.
no case file tonight then, or today then, this whatever. And while it can be done at any time, the break phase is a great opportunity to answer a question if you would like to.
Yes, I think we probably could answer the question of how can we stop the well, we know now that like sacrifice is important for it. Like if it's given willingly, it becomes stronger. So like we could potentially like stop it from spreading without killing it by feeding it unwilling things.
Mm.
But I don't know.
Yeah, like that's a little bit of a conundrum because like what does it mean to have unwilling things? Aren't we the ones, i.e., Sun willingly giving unwillingly? Like, that's a little bit.
That's true.
Like, because, like, I think at the very least, it's thrives off of people, and we still like have an issue of people coming into the area. Like that's been confirmed. So like if we can keep the people out properly, then maybe that could like at least slow it down. Because like I think the tree does influence people's thoughts into giving up, like sacrificing bits and parts of themselves, as we've seen with General Burns and
That's true.
and Dr. Imogen wanting to bury her head, the warm blood thoughts in Gilbert, like that's like the tree has like psychic influences. We could wear hats, like special hats. Like, I know it's dumb, but like. Any other thoughts?
I haven't been part of this mystery, so I cannot help in some way. I think it's not right.
You can still join in the theorizing. This is theorizing is specifically the players, not the characters.
Yeah.
So
like,
this is all of you, like all of you, not all of your characters.
Like if you want like additional context, we can provide it, but like we could also retroactively change up like the sort of nature about how we found these clues or give additional information. We could just make shit up.
Warm blood thoughts into Gilbert's head. What? There's something I think from what my mind is there's something very related with blood, you know. Seems to have the kind of things that it fits the whole this raw meat. I don't know why Dr. Imogen felt the strong urge to bury her head in the sand, but I think pools of blood beneath the sand. I think the thing that which sustain is it's totally the blood, you know, the blood that
yeah, it's something in the blood.
Yeah. Clearly.
So like preventing like the blood from being in contact with like the area, like hazmat suits and whatnots, keeping more people out that could help contain it.
I'll go over the clues that we have available again, because I totally forgot to, because I'm great at this. Available for us to use in this theory are a napkin that is rank with cologne, Dr. Imogen feeling the strong urge to bury her head in the sand, a hunk of raw meat that pops out of the jester man, warm blood thoughts that intrude Gilbert's head, people keeping buddies as pets, fossilized remains of unknown creatures, a shrine built from beach detritus to A-1004 on Naples Island that had then been demolished, and Darla's wallet containing a picture of a spider horse flail guy.
I think that's the shrine. The shrine has that's the connection with the blood for me. The shrine is the place that sucks and draws the blood of the area, you know. That's my thought.
So the shrine represented the blood of the island and kept this tree satisfied, but since it got destroyed, now everybody is up for grabs. So we need to rebuild the shrine. That makes sense. That would explain the warm blood thoughts. I think Dr. Imogen, as well as
Yeah.
the hunk of raw meat that popped out the jester man, because like he himself is more of a concept than a person, so like having like thoughts of meat just represented physically, it's just weird.
And it's the raw meat is connected clearly with blood when it's before cooked or something. You see those drips of blood of not blood but of sort of water red, red water. It seems it's the straight connection with raw meat and blood, at least in colors.
Steph, you're muted.
Excellent. Thank you.
Um,
So the answer then is to stop the tree from producing new roots without killing it it needs to have a shrine that can be then focused through, right? Is sort of the answer that you're going for? All right.
yeah.
If you don't want to add any more clues to it, then you're sitting at a +0 for this roll.
Superintendent Jarvis, do you have anything to add?
I think. Let's see. So I'm trying to think about. So if we're having this shrine set up, where did we find the fossilized remains of the of different creatures?
They were buried. They were like under the tree when we were excavating.
Okay. So I think that maybe along with the shrine, we need to incorporate with the ritual of the shrine, because I think that we need to incorporate the different buddies and creatures into the kind of either offering or observance of it. Because if we're accepting that this is a deity that needs to feed and a shrine to focus that feeding and belief, we've got to also incorporate the symbols of it along with the meat and like the offerings and the animals, to make sure that like all of those go into reinforcing the belief of the belief that has been feeding this tree before.
All right,
And
that brings it up to a +2, unless we want to use some more. That last napkin.
Yeah, the napkin.
I say we leave it at a +2 and then use the other two to.
Yeah. I was
Well, this one resolves the investigation.
Oh,
Yeah.
so hard-boiled will go away technically too.
No.
Potentially, maybe.
Hard-boiled does not like me particularly. So
all right,
I don't...
I'm fine with him sticking around as a character, to be honest. So let's just kill this mystery.
Okay.
Who would like to roll at +2?
I'll roll.
Yes, someone other than me. My rolls have not been good.
That is an 8.
+2 is 10.
No. +2 is 8.
Lovely. So I think then let's go ahead and make a note of that here. Unless you all want to all file paperwork and bring it up to a 10+. We're going to do the incident report that was marked and then go to stars and wishes. So we'll leave the resolution of this mystery or this investigation to the next session.
Oh, I think I might actually be able to. Oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry, I was looking at my team move a thankless job that I thought might be able to, but no, that's not. Sorry, go ahead.
All good. So build a shrine with the meat critters and 8. Baba booey. All right. So The incident report that was marked is called the Altered Consumption Incident. Which is very funny considering that Officer Lafayette basically already did this, but now he gets to do it twice. Each department head narrates a scene in which they give in to a strange and unusual craving.
I already know what mine is.
And I think write them down. We'll get to them at the beginning of next session because we'll just do stars and wishes right away because
Okay.
we're getting up to time.
Okay, sounds good. Mine's gross. Heads up.
Yeah, I can go ahead and start. This session was incredible. I had genuinely tears running down my face from the absurd dark humor that's been going on. I think this sort of perfectly encapsulates the SCP sort of feel of everything being weird and bad, but sort of comically so. And I'm very, very into just everything that's been going on. And I'm very excited to see more of the interactions with all of the A-1004 creatures and the rest of the department heads, as well as seeing some more stuff with the dancer happen because it's not done yet. That's a condition that can move around. And I'm excited for it too, because it's fun. For Aaron, I love just Dr. Cerulean just having a tail and not knowing things about her physicality that then express themselves anyways. And she just goes, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Like, she learned she had a tail, and the only reaction she had in that last session was, oh, okay. And then now it's just a part of her. She's just cool with it now. Just what a great fucking amount of just fuck it, we ball in one person. I love it. For Chaotic, I really enjoyed how intense Gilbert was this session with everything just piling up on him and stressing him to high hell and being just so extra even than he already is, which is impressive. It was a great time. Marty, I love Officer Lafayette. I think he's not an archetype that I was expecting to be portrayed through the security enforcer, but I think it's the actually perfect combination now that I'm thinking about it more. So I'm so excited for it. He's just got so much emotion and depth already from just this first session, and I'm very excited to explore more of that. Kyle, Jarvis is so great. Just casually, yeah, we'll go interrogate the leeches together, and then, oh wait, shit, all of these leeches, they're all individuals, but not at the same time. And we're talking, and there's so much of them, and it's everywhere. And maybe I'm a leech. It's genius. Brilliant. I cannot wait for next week to see just how much more deranged things get.
I gotta give a star for Officer Lafayette of this is a buddy cop comedy at this moment. Like we're like it's General Burns and like Officer Lafayette investigating things, picking up stuff that they should not be picking up, and like not knowing what to do with each other. Like General Burns is like the hardened authority, but really he shouldn't be at all. Like, 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 if you take a look at my goon squad, like I have the weirder goon squad out of all of y'all. Like they're like most of mine don't qualify as human, so me like telling you to eat leeches, like oh yeah, like my guys can eat leeches, no problem. Like it's just like I forget how to deal with people. So like that, I like it was just like it was amazing. Superintendent Jarvis, thank you for getting us to medical bay, because honestly, we could have gone out and gotten ourselves lost in Sun. It wasn't for you. Dr. Imogen, I'm thankful that you have claimed to deal with Heartboil, but in reality, we have not dealt with Heartboil, and just going to make a pain for me later. It's an excellent choice, and I loved our virtuous scene, like of just like lurking beneath the table, and then you're just like, you know what, I'm in charge now. Do 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 do. Which is I'm looking forward to not only next session, but actually talking about Site 42 with other people, because I don't know how much other people have been paying attention, but oh my god, this is a wild game. I'm very excited for other people to get to see and experience this type of thing, because I think it's really unique in the Carved from Ruin space.
Yeah, I'll go. So yeah, Steph, this is it's still familiar enough to me that I can navigate it easily, but the differentiation, the fact that we don't like it's not just day night, is a particular joy about this game for me, is that the phases are extremely distinct, and there's a level of resource management that I also particularly like, whether it's your team roster. It's not just like, oh, I have to manage my hit points, with the paperwork. It's like, also I can lose my team members. So I love that. I also love that the second you started describing Harley, I was like, oh, I read this one when Steph was writing up her notes and putting them in Gauntlet Discord, and I was like, I know who this dude is. So yeah, that was great. Kat, I love that it went from General Burns having a secret knife to I am now a vest of knives. It was wonderful. That whole scene was great. I just love the sheer paranoia and unhinged level that General Burns gets to. It's wonderful. Lafayette, God, it's hard for me to pick between eating leeches and just the big sad boy energy your backstory brought. It was like, none of us have happy stories, but that was just like the saddest backstory ever, and I'm here for it. Jarvis, the only sane one on the team, I think, and only slightly so. You are team parent, apparently, because I don't think Imogen has the emotional spectrum to be the team parent. So yeah, that was wonderful. Like, yeah, let's get you to medical bay real quick, just casual. He'll be fine. We'll get that hand reattached, even though it's full of leeches and still moving. Yeah, it was all great. I had a lot of fun today. Wishes. Oh God, do I have any? I had a lot of fun. More weird shit, that feels lazy, but I'm always looking forward to what weird NPC stuff's gonna throw at us next, because they're all fucking weird. There's not been a single normal NPC in this game, and I'm also here for that.
Like, are we normal? No.
No, I mean, I put in chat, the true mystery is how we ended up as department heads.
I'm going to say that I think Arena Jarvis ended up as a department head from spouse number 2.
Oh my god.
I just happened to be also good at my job, so when we got divorced, it didn't matter. It was okay.
This is now in my head canon. This is how Jarvis gets promoted. He's like, I'm just gonna marry up the chain.
That's why I got my eye on Star.
Oh no! Don't you dare romance director Star.
Oh no. Oh no.
listen, if you got a pulse, if you got breath in your lungs, I probably can find something attractive about you. Oh no. Okay, so stars. Everyone has been so like, all of your characters are incredibly delightful to interact with. Like when Gilbert, when you were getting ready to make your sacrifice, I thought you were going to just give them a bunch of knives, and I was like, that's not going to end well. And then you decide, hey, can I cut my own hand off? And I'm like, oh no. And that, like, that's such a good choice. Like I think that was a really good like character choice that could have easily been like, oh, I'll just give up something that I don't necessarily care. The fact that you're like, no, I'm gonna give my hand to this, like, so good. Just an absolute gift to everyone. It's like, Officer Lafayette, like, I love the trust issues that you're having now, with just like, my partner told me to eat these. No, just your whole characters has been really interesting to watch and really fun. Dr. Cerulean, I am in love with the way that, like, the tale is just business as usual, and this guy is like, I can talk to the sun, and you're like, I press X to doubt, but let's find out for sure. And like, just this guy comes up, and you're like, I mean, I'm not gonna turn down free test subjects. Like, there's no reason to waste resources. This guy wants in, you know, and if it doesn't work out, we'll feed him to something. And then just Steph, on the like, the moment where we all started putting together the clues and theorizing, and all, like, the system facilitated that moment of coming towards, this is the way to solve the problem, like the shrine and everything, was just a really magical moment, honestly. Like, taking all of these different ideas and making them work in a way that feels like, no, that makes sense. This is a god. This is a god. It needs its own form of worship to feed, and it had that before because it's obviously been around a long time, and it needs that again, or else it's just gonna feed directly, you know. Like, that moment where everyone kind of came together, like, the system really supported that in a way that was really cool. So like, the stars all around, like, my only wish is that we get to you know, we get to see more of this, because everyone is so funny and so weird and so, like, bleakly accepting of, like, the all, like, this is going to kill every single one of us. Like, this job will be the death of all of us, and yet we're still just, like, doing our job. Like, I mean, yeah, I've also got to do a to-do list. Like, it's great. Oh, Darla died. Well, let's see if we can use her remains for research. Like, what, you know, just I'm really enjoying it, and stoked to keep playing.
Well, stars for everyone, especially for Steph, because well, first for introducing me in the game, and then I really like well, stars for every player, but there are some scenes that are great. I love the just to put it in some way, the dubious morality of Dr. Imogen, and how she doesn't care about if a human being has to be massacred in the name of science. You know, I love that, and the fact that she accepts she accepts that, well, that's the ponytail, and I really love the scene with General Gilbert, because I tried, I think it was I tried to make my player like this old school detective, you know, more than more than a cop, that the old school private PI, you know, and fortunately it fitted with it made the stranger things to the play, you know, and funny. And I love that the tone, as you said, Steph, of this dark humor that we all been playing. It's great. The scene, and I love that turn of screw that I had her hand, I had the hand, his hand, I had the hand of Gilbert. That turn of screw that was great because it led to a lot of funny moments, you know, because I was holding that hand, and well, as a cop, he told me to eat it, so I ate it, and I love a superintendent because he's like this man of rescue, you know, this like the superintendent that has all of us in the site, and I love that that scene with all of us, and everyone had different intentions with the leeches, you know, and what they could do, and I like the acceptance in the game that all paranormal is normal, you know. And thanks for letting me play also the end of the first mystery. So it's a great way to the mechanics to resolve it, and I'm looking forward to play some scenes of my how do you call them, my sorry, my hair handicaps, no, my the name of my conditions, right? My conditions. Sorry, I haven't played too much of CFB, but I'm really liking to interact with the another players, you know, because it's been really fun, and I think I like my place of this of this guy who doesn't want to believe, and he's really nostalgic, but the effect that he produces with the others players, it has makes him a better player because of the other players, you know.
All right. Thank you so very much. And thank you all for joining me this week. I'm once again very excited to play some more next week. And yeah, that's about it. Say goodbye to everyone watching the video. Goodbye, people on the video.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you for watching.